So being on a solid rock foundation, this is the rock cliff. When we were putting the footings to get for the front entrance, when we did this, we kept digging a little bit more as far as we could and into the rock. And so this is all the natural rock cliff.
Highlawn Pavilion's location on top of this cliff inside Essex County's Eagle Rock Reservation allows diners to enjoy breathtaking views of Manhattan.
So this is the support underneath the dining room. These are the footings. This is as far as we could go.
Kurt Knowles and his family have owned this West Orange landmark since 1986.
Which, by the way, you and I right now are sitting in West Orange, but that table's in Montclair.
You're kidding, I didn't know that.
Right here is the town line.
That's not the only interesting tidbit this storied restaurant has to tell. When Kurt's father Harry took over the building, it was dilapidated. And
in the early 1900s, there was a structure on this property because of the cliff we're on and the view. And it was strictly an open-aired pavilion. Then it was abandoned for 35 years. So it really fell into disrepair. And so something had to be done with it. But they couldn't knock it down because there's a historical background to this structure. Thomas Edison actually did use the second floor here apparently on some of the early motion picture filming, but he also did some experiments that was for the government with some of the early detection of sonar, bouncing signals across the park. That was for the U.S. Navy. We wanted to maintain the original structure and the Italian Florentine, the Italian Renaissance architecture with it. And so my brother and father went over to Italy and looked at a lot of the villas and got some of the ideas of what we could do. But we were very restricted on square footage, on how much more we could add to the building because of the historical background. So we were able to put the front onto the building. And the dining that you see behind us here, those windows were open air. So that's the original structure, as well as the second floor with the roof.
The attention to detail also extends to the food at Highlawn Pavilion. The cuisine contemporary American with global influences. Executive chef Tristan Tevrow is at the helm, carrying on a family tradition. His father worked here before him.
The most important part of my job is the customers and making sure that they're happy and they come back. But the part of my job that I take the most personal is the leadership aspect of it and maintaining and managing a staff of 30 to 35 people and inspiring them on a daily basis to have the same love and passion for food and cooking that I do. My style of cooking is that I try to involve as many different types of flavors and textures as possible, meaning that every tongue has taste buds that taste sweet, salty, tangy, hot, and I try to involve as many flavors as that in each dish. For example, the black sea bass dish has a vinaigrette that's sweet and tangy. It's got a little bit of heat in the vegetables, and then the crunch of the taro root on top to balance the texture as well. We also at the Highlawn Pavilion feature a separate bar and lounge menu as opposed to our main dining room menu, and that's a chance for me to have a little fun. I can have my take on a bunch of different things. The Highlawn burger is my take on a steak au poivre, so it's a peppercorn crusted Angus beef burger with foie gras instead of the cognac, giving it the extra richness, and the Swiss cheese melted on top for the creaminess all over a toasted brioche bun. And it's served with a stack of onion rings, which are stacked just as high as the burger on the side, giving you that extra crunch. I think the appetizers at the Highlawn or at any restaurant are the most important part of the meal, because if you mess up an appetizer, number one, people could leave. They could be upset and never come back no matter how good the entree is. One of my favorite signature appetizers is the yellowfin tuna tartare. It's small diced yellowfin tuna, obviously starting with fresh ingredient, and the best that we can source is number one. There's a Brinois ginger, jalapeno, scallions inside. Shiso, we mix in a ginger vinaigrette, which we make, that has a little sesame, little rice wine vinegar, and yuzu in it. And then we mix all that together, and I put a little cucumber around the outside for crunch. Avocado mousse on top, which is just food processed avocado, lemon juice, lime juice, salt, and sugar. That provides the creaminess. A little cucumber jicama salad around the outside is tossed in a sesame dressing. And then lotus root chips on top also provides crunch and a balance of textures.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's not joking about flavors, right?
Right.
There were all kinds of flavors in this dish. I get like the tanginess from that lemon and ginger, and then the tuna is just so fresh and
That's it.
soft and
Yeah.
tasty. And then you get a hint of a little bit of spiciness from the
Right.
jalapenos inside
Right.
this dish. And I love the fact that he serves it with the lotus chip.
Yeah, right.
And the
You want
cucumbers are crispy. That's really
that's
important
it.
in a
Right.
tuna tartare,
Which is,
right?
again, is adding delicate flavor because you want the tuna to come out. Not anything overpowering the tuna. You want the tuna to come out.
It's incredibly delicious, right? What do you think is the most important aspect of owning a fine dining restaurant?
Consistency. Consistency certainly is one, but I think you just hit the key word, dining, because it's going out for the dining experience, not just to go eat.
Yeah.
It's going for the hospitality as well, for the recognition from the staff. They come and they know you. They know the server. They want a certain server. The destination of coming to, because of a nice view, we wanted to prove also that it wasn't just a place to go for the view, that the dining behind it holds up to that.
Thank you so much. This was lovely.
Enjoy.